This morning, I had the great privilege of meeting Rosanna Arquette, who's here somewhere. And with Sharon Waxman, we did Good Day LA. It was a blast. And they asked me about the theme of the conference, which is gender parity. And where are we with gender parity? And my feeling is, hey, it's a struggle out there in many, many fields. In my field, I'm a documentary filmmaker. Women directors were hovering around 8%. It's slow. But then I reminded everybody that in Congress, women are doing pretty well. And in fact, women are 19% of the House of Representatives. Bear with me here. The United States Senate, we have 23% women. But then if you slow the roll, remove the Republicans, and you just look at women in the Democratic Party, we're almost at parity with this new class coming in. So we can do it, maybe not by 2020, but I think by 2024 or 2026. I really think we can do it. The other great thing to think about when you're looking at leadership in this is when you look at the Senate and my mom, she got paid equally to her colleagues. Yeah. This was not about, let's applaud. I mean, she was paid equally, she was respected equally, the power was equal. You're a senator. You're not a woman senator or a male senator or this or that. So I think it's something we should be looking to, and when people come at us with blah, 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 give them this.
Women and men in the Senate are absolutely equal. Period, end of quote. Now, you may get your annoying comments from colleagues from now. When I came in 1992, how many of you were alive then? A few of you. In 1992, when I got elected and I got there, we went from 2 senators, women, to 6. They called it the Year of the Woman because we tripled our numbers. But, you know, when Nicole makes the point, you're treated equally, you are. You know, because one senator, regardless of what you look like, or whether you wear a suit or a dress, you can stop everything just by objecting. And if you object to anything, you can just shut the whole place down, which is a lot of power.
Which we should see more of, frankly. How many people saw the hideously racist ad that Trump put out on immigration? Today, yesterday. Okay. So you know these are the choices that we're dealing with. That's his closing argument, is sending 15,000 militarized troops to the border, claiming if they throw a rock, that's equivalent to having a shotgun at our soldiers. That's their argument. What's our argument, Mom?
Well, I want to say thank you for doing that question, because I really planned it and I wrote it out, what I think. First of all, to take your point about sending the troops to the border, you've heard me say this, and you know the story. But my grandma, Dina, she came to America in a caravan, in a ship. And there were a lot of ships coming to America in 1911. And my mother was 9 months old, and she was wrapped in her mother's arms. The president then was President Taft, a Republican. He did not send the military to greet my grandma Dina. He sent people down there to Ellis Island to help the refugees and to figure out, do they deserve refugee status? And if they didn't, they would go back. If they did, they'd stay. So what are we doing? And I think their closing message is, be afraid. Be very afraid. And that's so cowardly for the strongest nation on earth, the United States of America. They ought to be ashamed of themselves as to what they're doing. It's just awful. It's just awful. And, we already know that when people cross the border and they're in plain sight, and they may get here in a month or so, when they do get here, we need a surge of immigration officials, immigration attorneys to figure it out. If they don't belong here, they go back. If they qualify, they get to stay as refugees. That's America. Mm-hmm. That's what this country is all about.
If someone said to you that they just didn't have time to vote, or they didn't feel that it made a difference, or even I live in California, Ted Lieu's who's here, hey Ted Lieu, who's my congressman, love you Ted. So it doesn't, my vote, he didn't win anyway. So can you articulate in an elevator pitch to everyone out there listening to our podcast?
Yes.
Why?
And by the way, I've been getting out the vote for 20 years. And it has never come down to this. And this is my pitch for this midterm cycle. Voting is how we protect each other.
Wow.
It's how we
That's
protect
intense.
the LGBTQ community. It's how we protect our immigrant friends and family members. It's how we protect the marginalized. It's how we protect the people that don't have health care insurance. It's how we protect the people that may lose their health care insurance. It's how we protect each other. So if we can all just take ourselves out of the equation and say, you know what, I'm going to vote this year because my neighbor Mary has, 4 pre-existing conditions and I don't want her to lose her health insurance. So I'm going to vote for Mary. Just take yourself out of it, because voting is how we protect each other.
Yeah,
That's
and
such a good thing to
beautiful.
say. And